Welcome to Psycook, come take a look. We heal and grow while we cook. Psycook, where healing meets the pot. Stir it with love, give it all you got. We heal better together. Psycook.
At this kitchen counter today, I want you to meet my friends. So this one here is you. I want you to put your name on this one. This is you. Okay? This one right here is your friend, maybe your boss, maybe your husband, your partner, your child. The topic that we are talking about today is something that many good-hearted people, especially women, mothers, daughters, sisters, Christians, and caregivers struggle with. The topic, like I said, is stop pouring into cups that are held upside down. Let me explain. Imagine I have a jug or a cup of tea that I'm trying to pour into a cup, but the cup is upside down. No matter how much tea I pour, nothing goes into the cup. The tea simply spills everywhere. I waste my energy, my effort, and my coffee. Now, how many of us are doing that with people? We keep pouring love, advice, money, time, favors, emotional energy into people who are not ready, willing, or even able to receive what we are giving. Then we wonder why we are exhausted. That is where codependency often begins. What is codependency? So, codependency is when you become so focused on fixing, helping, rescuing, pleasing, or managing another person that you forget to take care of yourself. Your happiness becomes tied to their happiness. Your peace becomes tied to their peace. Your value becomes tied to whether they approve of you or not. It's almost like saying, if they are okay, then I'm okay. If they are upset, then I cannot rest. If they fail, I must save them. If they don't need me, who am I? A codependent person often feels responsible for problems they did not create. So they are trying to pour, but this person's cup is upside down, and everything that they are pouring is just being wasted. The problem is not that you love them, the problem is that you love them in a way that stops them from growing. A husband refuses to manage money wisely. He spends recklessly. Each month, his wife secretly fixes the problem. She borrows money, she pays the debts, she covers the consequences, she loses sleep, he loses nothing. She becomes tired. He remains unchanged. Again, she's pouring into an upside down cup. This is how codependency usually starts. We don't become codependent because we are selfish. We become codependent because we are caring, too caring. Maybe you grew up being praised for helping everyone. Maybe you learned that your value comes from being needed. Maybe you fear rejection, or maybe you fear conflict. Maybe you believe saying no makes you a bad person, so you become everyone's emergency contact, everyone's counselor, everyone's bank, everyone's emotional support system. Meanwhile, nobody asks you how you are doing. I'll give you signs that you may be struggling with codependency. We want to make this as practical as possible. You may be struggling with codependency if you feel guilty saying no, if you constantly rescue people from consequences, you worry more about others than they worry about themselves, you feel responsible for everyone's emotions, you struggle to let adults solve their own problems, you feel needed but not appreciated. You are exhausted, yet you keep giving. You neglect your own needs. You feel anxious when people are unhappy with you. If you're nodding your head right now, you're not alone. Many good people find themselves here. What is the difference between helping and enabling? Helping allows growth, enabling stifles growth. Sometimes what looks like kindness is actually preventing somebody from becoming who God intended them to be. Another example, imagine you plant a seed. Every day you dig it up to check if it is growing. You water it every hour, you shield it from every breeze. Eventually, you kill the very thing you wanted to help. Growth requires struggle. Roots grow deeper when they must search for water. People grow stronger when they solve problems. Why do we keep on pouring? Sometimes we keep pouring because we are afraid. We are afraid they will fail. We are afraid they will leave. We are afraid they will be angry. We are afraid people will think we are unkind. But love that is driven by fear is exhausting. Healthy love says, I care about you, I will support you, I believe in you, but I cannot live your life for you. Do you notice that this is no longer as strong as it was before? Because why? You are exhausted. It's no longer as brown. So the help that you're continuing to give under these circumstances may also become toxic. What does turning the cup upright looks like? It means the other person starts taking responsibility. It means they become willing participants. It means they do some of the work. It means they want help, not just rescue. You cannot force someone to grow. You cannot heal someone who refuses treatment. You cannot change someone who does not want to change. You can love them, you can pray for them, you can encourage them, but you cannot do the work that they are supposed to do themselves. So, this is the challenge that I have for you today. I want you to ask yourself, who am I constantly rescuing? Whose responsibility have I been carrying? Where am I pouring into an upside down cup? And maybe the hardest question, what would happen if I stopped rescuing and started supporting instead? Some people may become upset. Some people may call you selfish. But healthy boundaries often disappoint people who benefit from your lack of boundaries. Final thought. As we stand here at the kitchen counter today, remember this. You are not called to serve everyone. That position is already taken. Your job is to love people. God's job is to change them. So stop pouring your precious energy into cups that are held upside down. Offer the water, offer the tea, offer the support, but let people turn their own cups upright. Real growth begins when people take responsibility for receiving what is being offered. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do is to go back, trust God, and allow someone else to learn the lesson that only life can teach them. Remember, we heal better together, but healing requires participation from both the giver and the receiver. I also want you to note if we had continued pouring on this upside cup, it's only not messy because I have this catching what is falling away. If I didn't have this, this whole kitchen counter will be a mess right now, maybe even the floor. And imagine the effort that it would take me, the same person who was pouring, to clean the mess. So you'll find that's why we are, if we are codependent people, we are mainly exhausted. It's really because we are pouring into a cup that is turned upside down. And guess what? The mess is also splashing around us. We have to be the same people who clean that mess. Because this cup, as long as it remains upside down, we are the only person who is working in this relationship, in this scenario. So, in simple terms, this is what we call codependency. This is what codependency looks like. I hope you have learned something today. And please, if you did, share, subscribe, like. See you on another episode of Kitchen Counter Conversation.
Psycook, where healing